my God, you got to see me. Yeah, thing around my neck because my throat's bugging me. A couple days worth of it. I hate stuff around my neck. But, hey, Billy at Pine Lane Farms Limited was asking about this thing. So I figured some of you probably don't know about it. It's going to be easier if I spin you around. It doesn't give me that option at the moment. Tap on you and see if it'll do it. No, it won't. So I'll shut you off and bring you back. Okay, there we have it. So, this was found on Facebook Marketplace, what, 2 years ago now? Yeah, because it wasn't last, well, a year and a half ago, I should say. It was before all the BS in the world. Just before. Well, kind of during, because, yeah. Becky and a friend of hers went to Montana, and they went a couple times, and on one of their trips, this was between here and there. It was in Cheney, Washington. And for $5,000, I mean, you can't buy the engine for that. The rest of it's all there. Except when I had it hauled down here, and you know, sometimes shit happens. I didn't put anything on the roof of the cab to hold it on, and somewhere between the time the little boy crossed the river into Oregon and it got to Portland, somewhere in the Columbia River Gorge on Interstate 84, the cab decided that it was done being part of the tractor. It showed up with two pieces still stuck to the bolts that were the size of my thumbnail, and one piece about the size of my hand stuck to a bolt yet. And they can get used cab roofs, $900 a piece, but nobody will ship them. You have to go pick them up because they don't want to put them in a box and hope that they'll get to you. And you can buy new ones for $1,000 or so, unpainted with no mounting holes. I can build my own, I just haven't done it. So the cab's pretty well stripped out. I got to take everything out of the upstairs yet and clean all of it, because I don't know how long it had been since the AC had been used, but it had been a while. And we've cleaned it up a couple of times, tried to start working on it, but run out of time. Tires are in okay shape. I mean, they'll last me quite a while, except for the inside back one on this side. It's got a zippered out spot in the center, about 1.5 feet long. Something to do with an antler and old tire, and they weren't compatible. They shouldn't try dating. Anyway, 936 Versatile, supposed to be 310 horse from the factory. Most are bumped up to 3 1/4. This one's supposed to be bumped at 330. And it's an 855 Cummins block. I mean, it'll take way more than that. It's actually a big cam block. It'll take 4.5, 500, depending on what you're doing with it. But unfortunately, you know, sprayer's still in the shop. I haven't finished that yet. Everything else going on, and you know, I'd love to have this thing in there and have it done and find a tire to replace that one. But don't have it. So there it is, Billy. I've actually done quite a bit of work to it. New exhaust mounts and that kind of thing. Last time I had it out, I ended up having to replace some coolant hoses. It's been pressure washed a couple times, but it is not clean. I mean, I don't know how many years it had been since anybody had actually cleaned it up. But she runs like a champ, moves like she should. A little loose in the joint, but you know, it doesn't look like things are wore out beyond doing bushings. If so, that's what I got a welder for. Doesn't really have any drawbar wear on it either. I was told it had 13,500 hours. That's what was in the ad anyway, and I think that was just a figure thrown in the air. The tach and hour meter don't seem to work, but it only shows 5,900. And yeah, given what I know about articulated tractors, yeah, the wear on it could be, 6,000-7,000 hours. And say the engine runs like a champ, so I ain't worried about that. Anyway, there's almost 5 minutes of your morning. I'm going to get to feeding while I can still move before I fall asleep, right? I got to give you a gripe, too. That box right there. That was supposed to have been delivered today by Amazon. Maybe it was supposed to come yesterday. Anyway, it came apparently Sunday night. USPS package delivery. They left it out in front of Mom's house. Not in the entryway, where it would have been safe and out of the weather, but out in front of the entryway, about 8 feet from the gate. Laying on the concrete driveway, and it got 2 1/4 inches of rain on the box. Yeah. The box is in a lot better shape than it was. I mean, there's chunks that have flaked off because it was wet, but it's dried up and looks better than it did. So it's going back. Another one is coming. That was actually Becky and mine Christmas present to ourselves. 43-inch instead of the 32-inch up there, and yes, it'll fit nicely. But cost us $40 to get a different box to send it back, because that box probably won't hold up. It's degraded enough that it's pretty well scooched. And we gotta go through all that hassle. Where everybody else we know is, if they would have bought it, Amazon would have told them, well, just throw it away and we'll send you another one. Oh no, not us. If anything's screwed up and we get it, they always want us to send it back to them. So anyway, there's my USPS gripe. What in the F? And they had to drop it off while it was raining Sunday night. I'm thinking about 7:30-ish, maybe 8 o'clock, because I know it wasn't there before that. The dogs raised hell, but I couldn't see anything in the cameras, and other than the light was on in front of Mom's garage, which when the wind blows really hard, it comes on and off and on and off and on and off. But that's the only time the dogs barked. So that's when I figured it showed up. And yeah, it was flat ass dumping when they dropped it off. Brilliance. Nice warm day for this. But yeah, they needed one. Got room to put one over here, so at least the tractor's running long enough to make it worthwhile. And she went to hang up those twines from the bale behind us and dropped them all. Oh well, somebody will pick them up. But I gotta let you go so I can play with the loader. Caress the handles, make this bale go up in the air where it needs to, so it'll go into the feeder. Looky there, proof she's working. Of course, she wants me to come up and push bales out to her so she don't have to get up here. I do 90% of it from up here because I can throw it to the post she's at.
Which I did.
I used to be able to actually get it down to the 2x4 past that post, but my aim gets off a little bit. Oh, I just saw something outside. You can't see it because it ain't that bright out there, but maybe if I zoom in, it'll show. Yeah, that old stump was a fir tree that center was rotted out of it. So we took that down, I don't know, 20, 25 years ago, I guess. And the heifers have always rubbed on it, so Mom wanted it high stumped. I cut that with an 066 as far over the top of my head as I could possibly reach, and we had a line on it. My old D4 parked at the bottom of the hill hooked to it. And about a year later, that stick laying there, that's an ash tree that grew up out of the middle of it. Yeah, apparently it just couldn't stand there any longer. That old stump was rotten. It only had it was about 40 or 42 inches through. It only had about 3 inches of hole into it all the way around the outside. So that was one of those where, yes, my butt puckered as soon as I saw all the colored stuff, the colored powder coming off the chain instead of chips. So I just guess I don't look out there often enough
It was like that the other day.
because somebody said it was like that the other day.
Like a week. Like it was that way.
Like
for Christmas.
3 or 4 weeks ago when she was still hanging around here, right?
Is it my fault I got sick?
And yeah, no, we didn't get any straw in here yet. And the
What are you
cows
talking about?
need straw again.
Oh my god. I'm getting the wrong fucking win from you. Even my dog was
The floor creaked. And, sorry, but I got to bend down up there. See, this is what I look at if I stand up at this point. See, I can stand up here. I can't stand up where I was at. Now look, hey, another view of the Versatile. And the whole pile of straw that just keeps flaking off onto it. Now it's almost at the top of the tire. And this is the shithole we're pulling hay up out of now. Because we got to have that for the maternity pen. If we're lucky, that'll be enough for there. And unfortunately, straw right there, that's kind of like that pile. It's mostly broken bales now. So it's kind of nice that number one's back. Because I can pass those up to her and she can get a few up here at a time. Becky says, well, just get the loader in there and set them up. Yeah. If I fire that up and take it out, I can come in there, take that stuff out so I can get the loader through there and set it up. Or if I take all that stuff out, I can get to this pile and go out and around, come in that door and set it up over here. Or at some point, I think we're just going to take the little truck over to Maury's and get a little bales.
I have to talk to him. You have
And we will just unload them right up to here. Just, you know, I got all kinds of time in the world, right? Anyway, it's probably a long enough video. And I'm about done. She's trying to get a remote start to work on her car. She made it honk. Woohoo!
I need to see his horn.
Anyway, I'm going to let you go so on my way down the ladder I can hang the twine off. It literally goes right there. So, anywho, thank y'all for watching. And it hasn't been too bad today, but now it's starting to rain pretty good. Not too loud on the roof yet, but it will here in a few minutes. Bonus footage before the heavy rains get here. There's Loa coming out of the barn. Oh well. Number one left me to go walk in the manure. Typical. But me and Rainey are going to go find a dry spot and a warm spot.